Line F is parallel to line G. Which of the following must be true? Angle N is congruent to angle K. The measure of angle N plus the measure of angle R equals 180. Angle J is congruent to angle M. Angle M is congruent to angle R. Or the measure of angle P plus the measure of angle Q equals 180. Okay, so the first thing to notice is this is another one of those SAT problems that's just trying to trick you. Notice, they told you that line F and line G were parallel. They didn't say anything about the lines going vertically there. So we can't assume that they are parallel, even though in the drawing they did look. Less so in my drawing, but on theirs they did look parallel, but they didn't say that they are. So, angle N is congruent to angle K. Let's see. No, we can't do that. We can't. Basically, the key for this is we can't make any judgments based on angles that are formed with both of the angles, both of these lines. We can only make judgments based on angles that form just one of them. So, let's see here. Angle J is congruent to angle M. Well, angle J is congruent to angle M. Well, those are on the same line and they're like that. However, they're not congruent because, see, M would be the same up here. And would that be congruent? No. They would not be the same. Angle M and angle R? No, we can't do those because those are each on a different one of these vertical bisectors. And then the measure of angle P plus the measure of angle Q equals 180. Let's see here. Angle P and angle Q. No, because P is equal to R and R is equal to Q. That means P is equal to Q. And those definitely would not equal to 180. We would need it to be N. Now P plus N would be 180, which brings us to the measure of angle N plus the measure of angle R equals 180. So angle N plus angle R. Well, okay, angle R is the same as angle Q. And two angles that are part of a line, they equal what? 180. So, okay, that was B. Angle N and angle R. The key to that one, once again, was just realizing that they're trying to trick you. The absolute value of M minus the absolute value of N is less than 0. Which of the following must be true? N squared is greater than M squared. N is positive. Both M and N are negative. N cubed is greater than M cubed. Or the absolute value of M minus N is less than 0. Alright, this is another question where it's best to just look through your choices and try to find a situation that wouldn't work with the problem and just process of elimination. And so looking at this, it's absolute 0, which means absolute 0. Absolute value, which means anything that's in here is going to be turned into a positive. Anything that's in here. So if you just look at it, it's pretty simple, right? If that is going to be less than 0, well, after the absolute value, taking that, basically we're just going to need the n variable. We're going to need that value, the digit of it, to be higher than the m value, regardless of which sign it is, because they're both going to be turned positive, right? You know, for instance, n was -3 and m was 2, we'd get the absolute value of 2 minus the absolute value of -3, which would be 2 minus 3, -1. And that is less than 0, right? So the options where it talks about like n is positive or both of them are negative, no, you can go ahead and mark those out. That's not true. And we can go down there and let's see here. The last choice, the absolute value of m minus n is less than 0. Let's just use the example I gave here. So what is 2 minus -3? Well, those negatives would cancel out. It'd be 2 plus 3 would be 5. The absolute value of 5, yes, that is greater than 0. So, okay, it's either n squared is greater than m squared or n cubed is greater than m cubed. It's easiest if you just kind of think about how those are different. Well, if they're both squared, anything squared is going to be a positive, right? However, if they're cubed, it could still be negative, right? If I had -3 squared, that's going to be 9, right? However, if I had -3 cubed, that's -3 times -3 times -3. Well, that's going to equal -27. So, okay, that can stay negative. So, let's try our example again. So, n cubed, -3 cubed, we already did that. That's -27. Is that greater than 2 cubed, which is 8? No, it's not. So then the only answer would be A. N squared is greater than m squared. In the figure above, points A, B, C, D, E, and F are placed on circle O such that the arcs between adjacent points are equal to 1/6 of the circumference. And point O is the center of the circle. How many line segments can be drawn connecting any two labeled points such that the length of the segment is equal to the radius? Okay, this one might sound tricky, but if you just draw a picture, which that's technically supposed to be a circle, and if we just draw the lines on here that the question's talking about, we can make this question way easier. So, it's saying if you draw lines notice all of these separate lines I'm drawing are equal to the radius. So they're all equal. We wouldn't draw a dotted line, say, from A to C. You know, you can just tell by looking, that's ridiculous. That's not the same as the radius. Only the ones next to it are the radius, and to the center. So, okay, now this one is easy as just counting the dotted line. So I'll just start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's the one I started with. So the answer would be 12. Good job. Marty, your future depends on it. You have to click the subscribe button, whatever that means. Your future depends on it.